It's Nikki, and I'm back to do a little bit more work on my 2016 Harley Softail Slim FLS S. Last time I put a solo seat on the bike, a brown wide tripper by Mustang. It looks great. So in the meantime, I ordered from Dennis Kirk some mini boards that can go on just pegs for the passenger, and I'm going to be putting those on. They came in really quickly, so Dennis Kirk kind of scored some points with me on that. And then I went down to my local Harley shop and I got my peg extensions, or the peg mounts, so that I can get that on the bike. So we'll be putting that on today too. Alright, so right out of the box, Harley has packaged everything in a ton of foam, and so it's not going to get dinged up. I've got a pretty black finish on most of my bike parts, so that's a good thing. Basically, I've got two of these, and then one little piece that looks like this, and then a little bit of mounting hardware. Harley gave me two copies of instructions. One came in the box, and then the other, the parts lady was nice enough to give me ahead of time. Looking at your bike, where you want to put these is going to be right here. There's a little piece of plastic that looks like this one. Spare yourself, there's actually two here. As you come midway up the bike, you're supposed to start with the left. Spare yourself from pinching it and trying everything you can to break it off like I did. And realize that this is actually a screw-out plug. Or at least that's how I'm getting mine out. Maybe you can get yours to just pull right out, but mine I had to kind of destroy the top to get it off. It's just plastic. And then just twisting it out. It is threaded inside there, so that seemed to be the best way for me to get it to come out. And make sure that's as aligned as you can get it. So once you go in, it's kind of a pain in the butt. I can tell you on this bike, I don't have a whole lot of clearance to this pipe. And this is a question that I had asked Harley. I was like, you know, am I going to need to get an extension on this so that I can keep the foot of the passenger off? And I'll turn this around so you can take a look. Looking at the back seat, this pegboard, this board's going to be right here, which is really, really, really close to the pipe. So from the left side, you've got quite a bit of clearance. That's not going to be that big of a deal. Come around to the right side where the pipes are. There is not much of anything. If I were to turn this up, my peg's going to be right on top of my pipe, and it's going to melt. So my overall assessment is I don't want anything burning on my pipes. I just wanted to show you the part that I had to buy in order to actually install my passenger pegs properly. So I'm looking in this package, and they did not give me any instructions on what I need to do to install them, although I don't really think I need them. They did give me a sticker though. This leads me to believe these are not actually Harley parts. I'm guessing LA choppers. Doesn't really matter. All I get are two of these and screws with really tiny bent up washers, little black washers. What I am finding is that the relocation kit by LA Choppers that was sent to me is not fitting, and it's because the hole is offset, so it's kind of hard to see, but essentially it's crooked. It's this space right here. It won't go back far enough, so it's causing the bolt to want to screw in crooked. What you have not seen is all the amount of time that has passed and the duration of trying to get these pegs on. Originally, I ordered Harley's pegs for the Softail. They're about 3.5 inches, a clevis opening, and this bolt just goes right through, and they go into an opening in the frame. Then I found out that on the pipe side, so on the right side, it's too short. So I wound up having to order extensions. Now the extensions are just these, and they're made by LA Choppers, and they come with a bolt with a little washer. The problem is the end of this is rounded, so this is a nice radius. There's nothing squared off to it. But where these come in is squared. It's actually rounded at the top and then squared at the bottom for like a breaking point. But when I go to insert them, the holes don't exactly line up, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that in there on the camera well enough, but they don't line up. It's about 1.5, 2 mils off. So I had to get a machine shop because there's nobody who makes these that I could find, at least not yet. So I have a friend who is a machinist, and he did this for me. The cotter pin going into this part, and then the bolt going into the extension. It is smooth bore on one side, and it has a threading on the other. Once he filed this down, this down to be squared off by that 1.5, 2 mils. He finished it with a self-priming paint, or I don't remember exactly what he called it, but now these insert together and they won't rock. And when that pin's in, it'll be nice and locked. I am going to only put this contraption on the pipe side because I don't want it sticking out really far on the other side, and also because I don't want to have to alter another peg. So that's what we've got going on. I've already inserted this rotating device, the extension on this side, so I'm just gonna insert my bolt into the non-shaved clevis opening. You want it to be slightly off from parallel, so you're seeing kind of a downward slope. That's intentional. We've got a clip, and I'm trying to get it focused. It's pretty difficult, but you're going to need these spreaders to be able to get it to go on that. I've got my bolt, and this is the modified flatter ended pin that's been ground down. I want to make sure that I've got the squared off end going down so that it'll keep it from rotating, but this will still, well, actually I'm not going to rotate on this, I'm going to rotate on this part, but that, in theory, that'll be my block. Yeah, this is something I guess to be really careful of. Is now I'm loose, which means I'm gonna have to take that back out. Alright, last bit to get on here is the it's going to be that board. taking a look at these pedals. The mini footboards can come up right here. I obviously need to tighten it down here. I can get a finger in there now. I'm not really happy about how that's floating around. And this one comes up there and it's nice and smooth because I've got that extra washer in there. I think on this one I'm gonna have to back it out and grab that washer and put it in on this side so that I ensure smooth rolling. But since I don't really know a whole lot about how to do this stuff, you guys get to learn with me. That was really the ultimate on those footboards. That's the hardest thing I've had to deal with so far. I'm gonna go ahead and take that washer, that bent washer out, and put it on the part that I want to rotate so that it'll have a snug rotation. I'll just do that off camera. You guys can learn from my mistakes. But I think it's a pretty good deal. It looks a lot better. The pipes are a lot further from the pegs. You guys can see we finally got some clearance on it, so we won't have a foot burning up there. But anyway, that's all I have for now. The last thing I have to do to get this thing outfitted is to put that sissy bar pad on there that I'm going to order right from Mustang Seats, and then we'll be ready to go.